My name is Kenneth Riskey, and we've been attending River of Life for the last 14 years. So this will be my 20th year managing eBricks, a Lego outlet. We sell new stuff in the front and parts in the back, and we supply the world with parts, Lego parts. eBricks has been our ministry in a lot of ways. Yes, it's a business, but it's been a way to reach our customers and reach our staff in ways that they wouldn't normally interact with a Christian. And so we try to be examples for them and meet their needs where they are. We've taken the approach that our business isn't really our own. It is God's to manage. And everything that we do within that business, we do as an outreach to those that we interact with whether it's our customers or our staff. We shouldn't assume that God wants us to prosper. That would feed into like a prosperity gospel that really isn't applicable. I don't think the Bible talks about that at all. I think God gives a rip about our character and how we are responding to the people that we're interacting with and being examples for. If we're ambassadors for Christ, I'm pretty sure God's going to care about that more than any level of prosperity that the business would have. Oh man, so woke up to an order for $1.8 million. It ended up being a bogus order. When we tried to cancel that, we didn't receive payment, we didn't ship anything, but when we tried to cancel that order, the order was so big that we couldn't put it back into our system. And so then I reached out to Lego and they tried to do it and it wouldn't work. And finally Lego was able to push our inventory back. But when they did, it was the equivalent of taking 4 vials of glitter in different colors and mixing them all together. I mean, that's what happened digitally to our inventory. Everything was mixed, everything was scrambled. All the numbers were wrong, prices, locations, quantities, colors, everything was wrong. Lego tried backing up their database and that didn't work. For 20 days and 6 different attempts, Lego worked on our inventory and it didn't work. And so Pastor Brian reached out to me and he asked if the issue was still there, and I said yes, and he said that he would come back with the elders a couple days later. And that was on Monday. The elders showed up, I believe it was on Wednesday at 10, and by the time they got there, nothing had changed. Lego had emailed earlier and they said try this, and it still didn't help anything. It in fact made things worse. And our staff, we were all pretty depressed. I work with an atheist and agnostic, and we were pretty depressed. We were looking at 3 years of data entry loss, and so that means that we would either shut down and go bankrupt or basically find a way to fund paying all of us 3 years worth of wages to get our system back up and running. So Pastor Brian and the elders came and they prayed. My staff, the non-believers, made themselves scarce. And an hour later, Lego emailed and they said, hey, see if this fixed it. And it did. That was the 7th attempt. And on the 20th day, we spent a full 24 hours spot checking our inventory to make sure that it was an actual fix. And it was. It was nothing short of a miracle. The one atheist, she was like, this was a Christmas miracle. It looked like all hope was lost, and that was, I think, God's way of just showing Himself real in our current world. If the fix had happened within a day or two, our staff never would have been able to see that the fingerprints of God. Had it happened a week and a half, 2 weeks later, I don't think it would have had the same impact. But 3 weeks later, we were pretty much throwing in the towel, saying that this is the end. This might be taken out of context, but God is faithful in all things, in even the smallest things. And if you see our inventory and see how small the items are, it's true. And it's just a small shop in a small town in a small corner of the world, but God cared enough to show us who He is.